Let's take a break from all the fantasy and fiction to take a look at this puppy. Wait a minute, this isn't a dog. Hello everyone, and welcome to the Speculative Wildlife Research Center. Who doesn't love Stitch? This adorable little alien has a love for destruction, violence, and family, can seemingly pass for a semi-weird dog, and is a genetic experiment. So let's get going and see what Stitch's speculative, genetically engineered biology could be like. Please remember, liking and subscribing means no one gets left behind. And now, without further ado, let's get started. We've met a lot of creatures in our files, haven't we? Plants, animals, aliens, even sapient beings. And yet, today we meet a creature that puzzled us for a long time. No matter how much we tried to find out more about its environment and species, we always returned empty-handed. Until someone came looking for it and revealed the truth to us. This creature, which our staff came to know by its nickname of Stitch, had another name: Experiment 626. Yes, this creature was made in a lab. The body of the creature, while outwardly resembling that of a vertebrate from our world, completely lacks bones. Instead, their bodies have an inner network of specialized muscles that temporarily swell up with the creature's own nutrient-transporting fluids in order to become rigid. This hydraulic system is very versatile, alternately making their bodies extremely flexible or dense and strong. Their flexibility allows them to contort and stretch at will, and their softness allows them to resist strong strikes and falls without suffering damage. Yes, we tested this, while becoming harder gives it a great deal of muscular strength, which yes, it tested on us extensively. However, the density of the creature's inner fluids messes greatly with their buoyancy, causing them to lose their sense of direction and to sink. Despite its original, seemingly tetrapodal anatomy, 626 actually has 8 limbs, 6 of which act as a mix of locomotor and manipulating organs, while the frontmost 2 are sensory organs similar to antennae. Thanks to its very refined internal hydraulic system, the hands of this creature are extremely dexterous, equipped with sharp projections that can act as fine manipulators or as weapons, and which can be popped in and out at will. The anterior sensing antennae, for their part, allow this creature to identify radio waves and information on gravity, air pressure, and wind speed, useful to help it adapt to any environment it reaches. And, thanks to their hydraulic system, 626 can pull these antennae, as well as the rest of its limbs, into its body, something it will do in order to rest or to mimic other creatures, as the little rascal was doing when we met him. Retracting its antennae will also be useful in avoiding harm and sensory overload, only being protracted when needed. Mind you, these antennae are far from the only sensory organs found in this organism. For instance, their ability to hear is achieved through a couple of radar dish-like structures placed at the sides of the head, while their sense of smell is mostly concentrated in a series of olfactory pits located at the front of the creature. Both chemical signals and vibrations are detected through the same type of hair-like filaments, and while these are most specialized in said organs, they are found all across its body, giving it very acute senses of smell and hearing. Interestingly, a specialized form of these hairs, located in their paws, helps them climb surfaces, a mechanism similar to a gecko's setae. Its most impressive and complex sensing organs, however, are its eyes, which are compounded, similar to those of insects. The lenses that form these eyes are arranged in concentric circles, with each circle specializing in detecting different parts of the light spectrum. By closing or opening its eyelids to cover each of these circles, 626 can adjust which lenses are exposed, thus allowing it to focus on specific light wavelengths. This system of concentric lenses also gives 626 great depth perception, making them great at calculating distances when jumping, or, as we'd regrettably come to learn, aiming guns. That said, their amazing eyesight was seemingly designed for low light conditions, and intense light can overwhelm them and leave them temporarily blind. Also, very noticeably, 626 has a series of dorsal projections, and their main purpose seems to be intimidation, as they are often protracted when the subject feels threatened. Further inspection seems to indicate these projections are connected to a series of glands, but no secretion produced by these has ever been detected. We believe this to be a holdover from its creation process that did not pan out. Unlike the limbs, these projections are hard and rigid due to the presence of hard, bone-like masses inside them. These masses are also found in 626 claws and teeth, but nowhere else, being independent rather than part of a full skeleton. Interestingly, it seems these masses can conduct sound waves with a high degree of fidelity, with the creature's liquid inner medium amplifying the sound. This seems to be an accidental feature, as even 626 seems to have been surprised by its ability to do this. While all of the weapons, skills, and abilities added to this creature would be enough to make anything dangerous, this creature's ruthless, loud-mouthed, and kind of annoying creator also gave it an amazing intelligence. Scans reveal the creature's nervous system is uncentralized and ganglion-based, similar to that of insects, but during its creation it was adapted into connecting more like a system-wide brain. While sensory and locomotor information is still processed locally, cognitive information is processed systemically, taking advantage of its wide array of connections to gain incredible processing power, memory retention, and overall intelligence. While such a system would be inefficient at greater sizes, luckily this organism is rather small, meaning the transfer of information across its nervous system is still rather quick. Unfortunately, this intelligence and aforementioned manual dexterity and strength combine poorly with 626's taste for violence and destruction. We believe this to be a result of instincts and impulses it could never learn to manage, having been raised without any behavioral model to learn from. Fortunately, the creature is in the custody of a party we've decided to keep undisclosed, the same party that brought it to our attention. And it seems staying in good company has really helped it mellow out. But we'd still find it wiser to keep any guns and weaponry outside of this creature's reach. And that's it for Speculative Biology look into Stitch. And I must say, this was an interesting experiment to work on. Being able to ignore evolutionary and biological plausibility, and in this case, assuming a high degree of advanced technology behind its creation, I was able to focus on the mechanisms behind all of Stitch's abilities and properties, which was a really fun thing to do. This time, I kept most of its appearance intact, since it wasn't needed for it to be biologically plausible, while using its dog disguise to keep it anchored into something it had to look like. An important thing about this episode is, of course, this is the first ever artificial being we've met on the channel. I've avoided working on them in the past due to the channel's focus on evolution, but that's no more, and the floodgates are open for all manner of creations. Frankenstein? You bet. Jurassic Park? I don't know, maybe. The sky's the limit. So let us know if there are any other genetic creations you'd like to see. And while we're here, what creature from our channel would you use to enhance Stitch and give it some extra bite? As always, Big thanks to everyone who wanted to see this episode. And also, super thanks to our researchers and research associates, who said in this episode over on our Patreon and YouTube member exclusive server was invaluable in bringing this lab to life. Remember, you too can join in if you want to support our channel, and you get some nice perks like seeing all of our creatures and videos ahead of time and helping mold them into shape. Or you can also like, subscribe, or write a comment telling me any type of creature you would like me to give the Spec Evo treatment in the show, as any of those really help the channel a lot. Thank you all for watching, and see you next time on the Speculative Wildlife Research Center.